And good morning, good morning, good morning. It is the 13th of July, and we are finishing off season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, becoming part 1 and part 2. Everybody can go ahead and unmute themselves. StreamYard is giving us quite a bit of difficulties with their new little toolbar down at the bottom. I guess if you don't pay for StreamYard, they're going to find a way to put a nice little stake in your heart till you cough up some green, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. So, anyway, good morning, gentlemen. Starting from the top, Northern English Bastard. How are you, sir?
I am very excited to be talking about this, the final 2 episodes, and ooh, it's a doozy.
It is a doozy. Mr. Critters Kingford, fresh off of his debut on the Outcast Creative this week. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine, and I absolutely enjoyed this episode. Two-parter a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Toonie Boy was on time and ready to rock and roll today. Fresh off of his most recent appearance on Horror with Nadia. I will leave a link to Horror with Nadia's channel in the description of this video. Please get over to Horror with Nadia and give her a sub if you have not already. She has great content and she is on her way to 1,000. And speaking of which, one of my co-hosts and favorite panel guests, and actually good friend of mine, Northern English Bastard, is also just on the cusp of 1,000. His link of his channel will also be in the description of this video. Please be so kind, if you have not done so already, to subscribe to him. Subscribe to everybody, of course, but I really like to see somebody get to a big number like 1,000. So he's just right on the razor's edge of it. And frankly, hey, we don't want the hot chicks like Nadia to get all the subs. Let's help out. Let's help a brother out and get him to 1,000. What do you say, if you haven't already? So like, comment, and subscribe, and please do the same for this video. And yeah, so we're talking about Becoming Part 1 and Part 2, the two-parter that ends off 1998's Season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anybody want to give a briefest of overviews of where we are at beginning with this episode? What have we done to get to this point?
Well, we've found
There
out
we go.
Angel. We've had Angel go back to his bad self after taking Buffy's virginity, and he's basically became the big antagonist, taking over from Spike, who has been apparently paralyzed, but not paralyzed, as we later found out. And looks like Angelus is about to bring the end of the world, and now Buffy has to stop him with the help of Kendra. But
Yeah.
is there any complications that are gonna arise with Willow maybe potentially bringing Angel's soul back?
Who knows? Who knows indeed? But I guess we're going to find out. So, without further ado, we start off in Galway, Ireland in 1753, the year of our Lord. And we find a drunken Liam was his name at the time, hanging out with one of his homeboys, getting drunk and partying. The flip side to this episode is in season 1 of Angel, I believe. So for those of us who are watching the long game, season 1 of Angel will kind of elucidate a little bit more of what happens in this scene right before what we're watching right now. But the gist of it is, he's a party boy. He's hanging out. He's a bro. He's a brosif, hanging out and getting drunk and getting in fights and chasing women, as you do. And he finds quite a beautiful one, looking very suspiciously like the girl in the book that Buffy and Willow stole from Giles in episode Halloween, which I believe was episode 6 of earlier this season. What do you guys think? Is that same woman? Similar woman? Coincidence? Not coincidence? What do you think?
Well, I kind of missed that reference. I missed the similarity between the two.
So in season 2 earlier in the Halloween episode, wanting to know more about Angel because he's a bit uh keeps things a
Suspicious,
little,
mysterious.
yeah, mercurial, keeps things close to the vest. She wants to figure out what she wants to dress up as, and of course we know in the Halloween episode they turned into their costumes, Buffy turning into a 17th century woman. So one of the pictures that they found in this Watcher's Guide that they had stolen from Giles to try to find out more about Angel, they saw a picture of a 17th century lady, so to speak. And I feel like that might be the same lady that we're looking at here. What do you guys think?
I will
Was it the
accept that.
same? Yeah,
Yes.
I mean it's possible. I was wondering. In the picture of this woman, did it actually look facially like the same woman, or just dressed the same?
Well, I mean, it was a drawing, so I mean, I think that quite possibly.
Yeah, I just wonder because that episode would have been made like a short while away from this one, so I'm wondering if maybe they already had the casting and story, like the general storyboard, going for this episode before they made that. It seems a little far fetched, but I mean it's not impossible. I do like the idea that they've tied it back though.
Yeah, I always like a good Easter egg.
Yeah,
Okay, well, moving right along.
yeah,
So he meets her, and she says her name is Darla, I believe. And he's easily smitten with her, as you would be. And not only smitten with how good she looks and that, buxom bodice and pretty face, but he also likes the fact that she's been everywhere and she's done everything, and he's basically never left the town, even though he's rich. He's not gone anywhere or done anything, and he likes that and decides, hey, I'll be your willing victim for the night. So she goes ahead and bites him and tells him significantly, close your eyes. And he closes his eyes, and then she basically takes the life out of him and gives the undead life to him. Remember that, because it's going to be important later. Anyway, next we move on. If they do the whole, interview with the vampire shit, she's just going to drain him and then let him drink her blood, and then that's going to turn him. And then we go to present day, 1998, where Buffy is wreaking havoc on the underworld and beating the shit out of a bunch of Angel's lackeys, I guess, while Angel stands about 10 feet away watching the whole thing, and she doesn't notice him. That's kind of an ongoing theme with that. And
yeah.
she's basically telling these vamps, hey, I'm going to keep cutting through you until I get a face-to-face with Angel. Tell him I'm ready. Meet me at the bike racks at 3:00, and we're going to get it on. So
it's basically like Tombstone, where Riot tells everyone that he's coming for everyone. Basically, just like that.
Yeah. So she makes short work of these guys, and Angel, I'm 10 feet away and they don't see me. We find out that he didn't really say that. I'm just making that up. But I mean, might as well have. Xander, it's revealed Xander has been knocked out and he's below one of the crypts or whatever. And I guess he's gone to help her slay, but how much help is he really? I mean, what is he really? Why no weapons? But that's an ongoing thing that pisses me off in this universe.
He's got a sharp wit.
Bro, why are they walking around with no weapons? This is the same thing that pissed me off on Stranger Things. Like, dude, you live in you should have something. There's lots of stuff to have. You could literally have a myriad of weapons that would help you. Why are you walking around with nothing? I get it that Buffy is the weapon. I get that. But like, if you're going to back her up, what are you going to back her up with?
Yeah, it's as simple as like a wood and a stake. Like that's literally all you need. They're not even hard. I wouldn't even imagine they'd be that hard to make. And I'm sure Buffy has like a few of them spare.
It's just wood. Just carve some shit out of wood. That's it.
Yeah. Not only that,
you could carry a cross. You could carry a crossbow. You could carry a bow and arrow. You could carry a makeshift flamethrower. You could carry holy water and throw it at the fucking things.
Also, go on.
I'm sorry. It was just to pile on. It jumped out at me like you watch other shows like Star Trek or a detective show, and the characters, the detective with the ankle holster, the backup piece, or Star Trek. Hey, we're going to a planet. Let's all bring phasers and communication.
Yeah,
these guys know they're in Hellmouth. They know there's vampires and werewolves and ghouls and goblins, but they're walking around like their wallet and their cell phone. And that's about it. And I'm like, whatever.
The weird thing is that it's not even like carrying a weapon just in case. It's carrying a weapon when you are literally trying to fight a vampire. It's like you're going into a fight with no weapons. It's like the Ezra thing with in the Ahsoka show. It's like the Force is my weapon. It's like, dude, carry a weapon.
Take my weapon and I'll just meditate.
Yeah. Anyway, and then also they have swords, don't they? It's like Richard Charles have swords. They established later in one of these episodes, minor spoilers, that swords do work on vampires. They do actually kill them.
And everyone can carry a switchblade or even a large hunting knife on their belt.
Yeah.
So it switches over to Giles, is meeting with I I guess they have a local fucking
Like,
archaeologist
He's a
thing.
curator, they say. He's like an
Sure.
archaeological curator, so he just collects
So it's
artifacts.
never been established prior or after that Giles is all things knowing of, you know, architectural,
Archaeological, you mean?
archaeological. Thank you. Sorry. Things like that. It's never established prior to this, and it doesn't really get brought up again in any way. So I guess this is just so the fucking plot can happen. But there's a big old relic, and it's holding something that Giles may or may not know what it is, but it's going to be the MacGuffin of this two-parter episode.
Yeah, all I'll say to that is that he's not an archaeological expert specifically. He just knows bits and pieces, but what his expertise is in demonic history. So, like,
Why do I feel like these guys at the museum were just like, oh yeah, I don't know what this is. Is there anybody British that can give
Yeah.
Yes,
He's someone with an accent.
I don't know what to make of this. Let's just get a British guy. They know everything.
And because basically Giles does kind of gaslight the guy, and he's just like, "What do you think it is?" And he's like, "I've got some hypothesis, but nothing. No, I wish to care to share with you right at this second." And it's just like, yeah, why? Like,
yeah. Well,
why?
again, because they're trying to maintain at least the cover of like the the Hellmouth and the demons running around Earth, so that he's not gonna just tell some random guy that it's probably a demon god here to swallow the Earth. He's gonna say,
you know what?
Yeah.
That's not a bad explanation. I'm gonna go ahead and choose to buy that one because I realize now at this point I've been doing nothing but bleeding out of my vagina all over this fucking episode, and I actually love these episodes. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop being a little cunt for a little bit, and I'm gonna.
It's okay. There will be
Yeah.
an opportunity to make a crack about Englishmen later in the episode because one of the characters will do it for you. I think it's in the next episode, but you'll get there.
Nice. So next day in school, and the Scooby Gang is all hanging out. I like this scene. I like the Xander using the fish sticks to recreate the slaying happening the night before. I feel like that's probably a thing. Like they take turns, someone going out with Buffy just to make sure everything's cool
Goes well, yeah.
or something like that. So, and then the next day, the person will, like reiterate what the story was. I like that. Like Cordelia's like all into like what this dumb shit that Xander's doing.
Yeah,
I like
up to him,
that.
definitely.
I don't like the cringe comments that Cordelia makes. Like she's lost a little too much mean girl. Wow, Willow, you really got the teaching bug. Like, oh, dude, what are you talking about right now? Like, I do like Willow sitting in Oz's lap, and I like the fact that Snyder comes in, being a killjoy, being a little bitch, and saying shit about it. I like that.
Do we have a chair shortage, Willow? No, I don't think so. Oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah. I just so you guys know, I just messaged Susan. I'm like, "Where are you at?" She's like, "At home." Like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like, oh boy, that's what we get for having a Scot on the panel. There's a Scot. Anyway, so yeah, I like the little cute Willow. I didn't read anything about it. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. And Oz is too fucking cool for school here, man. You gotta love Oz. We switch to the past. It doesn't really specify when, but at some point in the past, Angel kills a priest. Now, whether or not he killed a priest and happened on Drusilla, or he's been stalking Drusilla and decided to kill the priest, is not actually known, and maybe it doesn't even really matter that much. But this is part of his shit that he likes to do to her. He likes to do wacky shit and gaslight her. He's killing off, her support systems, and we discover that she, her ability, her psychic telepathic abilities did not come from being a vampire. Now they may have been modified or enhanced after becoming a demon, but it's something that she had as a regular person. We also find out that she was just really, really tormented by Angel. He's got her thinking that she's an evil creature for having the sight. I guess they used to burn people at the stakes for that back then. Yeah. And, she's really scared that that's what's going to happen. He wants her to embrace the evil and just do. So we see that's a thing that he's always done. He likes to do that kind of shit. Real sick.
Yeah, he's really torturing her.
Yeah, I think
And
he,
this is
I
the
think he was
result. We
actually
go,
shocking her as well, because I think sometime in the later series of Angel, it's revealed that Darla caught her and sent Angel after her. I can't remember now, but
oh, is that right?
yeah, I think it was later on in Angel where it's revealed that Darla sent Angel onto her. I think so. It's been a while. It's been a while.
I didn't know that. If you can find that and let me know where that is in the lore, I'd like to look at that because I don't remember that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're probably right. So anyway, this back to present day. This is the result of all the shit that he's done, and I like crazy Drusilla. I like crazy chicks in general. So I mean, crazy hot vampire chicks is good too. And Spike kind of throwing. I like the little like whacking Spike in the back of the head as Angel comes up like a big brother type bullshit situation, and I guess the Akafla thing is in the paper and they somehow know what it is or something. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could headcanon the fact that like this is a demon that they've heard of before or something like that. So, I don't.
Well, she says that like something has been uncovered and it's at the museum, and then she's like, "You saw all that in your head?" He goes, "No, you ninny. She read it in the paper."
Right. Right. Which I like that too, actually, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact.
I just love the delivery of it from Spike. No, you ninny. She read it in the paper.
No,
I
you.
mean, yeah, I'm not. None of us are Spike, so we can't do it. But still,
Yeah. Oh, I put the same slide. Okay. So then we're back at the high school and Willow is working with Buffy. I like the little scene where Buffy's being kind of a brat and Willow's just like, you know what, if you're gonna waste my time, I'm gonna help you. And it shows that little bit of steel in Willow that I really like that doesn't get to come out that often in these earlier things, but when it does, I like it. And Buffy likes it. Buffy's like, oh wow, you're a really good teacher. Okay, cool. I got you. And tells her so, and then they have she finds the disc, the floppy disk, and hands it to Willow, and they look at it and see that it's something Miss Calendar was working on. Flashback again. I like this storytelling. I do this in my book Slapdash, where we have a present day thing, and then we in sequential order build up how our hero or protagonist got to where they are. So now we've moved on to 1898, about 100 years ago, in accordance with where they are in the show. And Angel has been hunted down by gypsies. And instead of killing him, they've put this curse on him to get his soul back. Pretty clever curse, but a dumb clause in the curse. Makes no sense at all, but whatever. We've already covered that in Surprise and Innocence, so I'm not going to beat my head against the wall anymore. But I mean, it gives us a little bit more lore work, shows how the curse specifically works because it's going to be important later, and shows what happened to Angel. For the first I don't know what 10-15 minutes or whatever, he is kind of amnesic. He doesn't remember what happened. As far as he knows, he's still Liam and he hasn't done any of the horrible things that he's done. So it's kind of non-specific. I guess I'd give it like a Quantum Leap, like Swiss cheese memory thing, type of situation or whatever.
yeah. The only thing that confuses me with the whole like Angel and the soul. So I liked what they go for in that I can't remember what the name of the episode is, but the one where the guy was dying of cancer, and he wanted to become a vampire.
Lie to me.
That's the one. Lie to me. They go for the idea that when you turn into a vampire, it's not you; it's a demon in your body. Essentially, like your
Yeah.
spirit is in hell or it's dead or wherever. It's
Right.
not you. It's just wearing your skin. Essentially. Then you had that continues with this depiction with Angel when he returns. When he's no longer Angelus and he gets his soul back and he becomes Angel again. He doesn't have the memories of his vampire self, even though he's still a vampire. But you know what I mean. But then we'll get there when we get there in season 5, really. But I'm sort of thinking how this plays into Spike. You'll know where I'm going with this when he has his little redemption. He has his arc. How does that fit in with him not having his soul, and how does that? I'm trying to figure out. I think they kind of changed the rules with Spike for the sake of giving him a better arc.
I think it makes sense because Spike actually volunteered to have his soul restored, while the gypsies cursed Angel with his soul.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that,
Yeah.
guys. Let's not read too far ahead. in the
Okay.
lore. So, because I do want some opinions on this scene in particular. So, this is kind of the crux of really the whole two-parter in a lot of ways. So, they've figured out that what Miss Calendar had been working on was a restoration spell in order to, thought to be lost in the gypsy arts and whatever. And so she had done two things. She had done her gypsy research and magic, but she'd also done a clever bit of decoding using, modern 1998 day computer systems in order to interpret it. And being the smart teacher that she was, she not only printed it off and had it on her computer, but she backed it up on a floppy disk. For you youngins in the audience and the one on the panel, that's like a thumb drive, except it was on a big old disk that big square disk that you'd slide into the drive of the computer, and you could save data on it. And anyway, so she managed to do that. Willow and Buffy find it. Real quick for the panel, when Buffy does the whole deja vu, do you think that that's just a legit deja vu thing that they just threw in there, or is that part of Buffy's psychic power thing with the Slayer thing? Starting with you, Northern, what's your thoughts on that? Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I think I might have forgotten about that, to be honest.
So basically, Buffy, while she's studying with Willow, and they're at Miss Calendar's desk. She drops her pencil, does it again, and says, "Wow, that's weird. I have this memory of dropping this pencil. Blah 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 blah. Ooh, here's this disc. It looks like you dropped something." And I'm wondering, is it just straight up, Duke's ex machina, whatever, or is
uh,
it really deja vu, or is it something to do with her Slayer psychic thing that she found that?
yeah, now that I remember it, even I was a little bit confused by that line. I don't know, because I don't think it's ever established later on in the series, is it?
Yeah, it's never
Honestly,
brought
yeah,
back again. It's never brought back up. It's never. It's not like a
yes,
consistent power that she has, which is why it confuses me because she didn't need that in this situation. It's not even like a. It's not even like a Deus Ex Machina that she needed to solve this situation. They could have just had her find the floppy disk the first
Sure.
time. So I don't. It was one of those like pointless things that they've just done. I don't. I
What's your
didn't like
thoughts,
it.
Critter?
Well, I was going to say like the line did not jump out at me, but I could see how you can look at it both ways, either her psychic ability or it's just a line of dialogue.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I agree. I think it could go both ways. So, upper left hand corner, Buffy and Willow turn in the data. I guess they printed it off, which as you do, and Cordelia and Xander are both a little nonplussed by this. Uh, Giles a little flummoxed. Now, whatever his motivations are, pretty good line, and I dig the passion. Excuse the the prior title reference, but I kind of dig the passion in Xander's thing here. He's really in the wrong, but he's
Yeah.
really fucking passionate about it. By the way, look at Cordelia's fucking rack there. Jesus, can you imagine going to high school with a chick that fucking looked like that? I would get no work done. None. Anyway, sorry. Back on track. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, what's you guys' thoughts? And does Xander's argument hold any water or what? Starting with you, Northern.
yeah. What was the argument again? Because I've not had a chance to
So his
watch the
argument,
episode.
yeah. So I'm starting to think you haven't watched this episode. I'm
I
getting
watched it. It's been a while ago, but
okay. All right.
yeah,
So
just
the,
need a
the, the
refresher.
argument is this: they found the spell to restore Angel's soul. Buffy and Willow give it to Giles and say, "It looks like this is what Miss Calendar was working on." Xander responds with, "Oh, and he killed her for it. What a prince." And then they start saying, "Well, maybe we could do it. Maybe we can't. It would be a lot of magic. We're not sure we could do this." Giles, "I think I can do it," says Willow. Buffy kind of just standing
Yeah,
around.
I think maybe Xander is being a little petty, but at the same time, it is a bit more understandable because Angel has killed someone that he cared for. They all cared for, and it's like,
Well,
so what we
Angelus,
just bring, yeah. So what we
Angelus
just
is
bring him back and forgive him for what he just did. It's
sure, but it's Angelus that killed. Angel's
yeah.
innocent of this.
But like I said, he is still being petty because he still hates Angel, doesn't he? Just because he was
Yeah.
the guy who was getting the girl he wanted to fucking bone.
Okay. Critter.
I think like they all have, obviously it's playing out that they all have their misgivings about it, but yeah, I don't know. In my mind, is this if this conversation was taking place in real world, granted with magic, as the ex boyfriend, I think I'd want her back. I think it would be like, I guess maybe not insulting, but like you couple of your friends like, yeah, let's not do this. The way she treated you, whatever.
Okay, you mean so like if it was reversed, like
Right.
if yeah, okay, cool. All right, I get it. So like if you were a dude and Angel was a chick, is that what you're
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Toonie Boy, what's your thoughts here? Does Xander have a leg to stand on here?
There is an argument to make against against using the spell, but not from Xander saying it. Right. Here's the thing. Here's how I think it works with Xander. Right. I think his default state isn't to have an actual character or belief. I think it's to just be the guy saying the wrong thing. The only times he says stuff that actually makes sense and is interesting is when they actually want to do something with the character. His default state when they don't know what to do with him is to just have him be the guy that's wrong, and that everyone can like gasp at whenever he says the thing that nobody wants to wear. Like, for example, there is no. I do not believe that Xander, as he's been characterized in the show at his best moments, would say, "Yeah, well, Jenny's dead," when Giles says it's Jenny's last wish. Like, it's just such an out of pocket, outrageous thing for him to say that obviously riles everyone up against him. And I think it's just they made him say that because he's supposed to be the guy that's wrong.
Well, he has a history of saying shit like that. I mean, in the episode, the season opener, he tells Buffy after Buffy's on her fucking rag or whatever, PTSD rag, and falls for a very obvious trap, distractionary trap. Remember that because it's going to be important later in this one. He says, if they hurt Willow, I'll kill you, to Buffy. So he has kind of a history of sticking his fucking foot in his mouth and saying shit like that. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, knowing what we know now, that Angel was in fact tapped to be a warrior for the powers that be, which actually gets somewhat established in this two-parter, and knowing the fact that Angelus and Angel are two separate entities, and even though he can feel guilt for the actions, it's basically like the Winter Soldier. Like he had no control. Angel was in the co-pilot seat. Like he wasn't controlling shit. It was Angelus running the show, doing that stuff. Angel didn't do it. He still feels guilty for it.
Yeah. It's like Banner and Hulk. Whenever he turns back into Banner, the first thing he asks is, "Did I hurt anyone?" And he has to ask that because he doesn't remember.
Right.
Anyway,
it's the only difference being that Angel does remember what Angelus does. So.
Sometimes they're a bit hazy on that.
No, all the time. Yeah, the only time he doesn't is the immediate after effects of the spell when he's re-ensouled. But he remembers all of Angelus's actions. That's the whole point. That's the point because he has to live.
Yeah. He wants to. Well, that's the whole point of giving his soul back is to make it's basically torture him with all the. Yeah. It's basically like the Ghost Rider thing, but instead of it being instantaneously, it's spread out over the rest over.
Not to get too bogged down on this point because we do have a lot more to cover, but I would propose this theory that I came up with on my most recent rewatch. Remember, also, we are fresh off of Xander being possessed by the spirit of a 82nd Airborne paratrooper, Private Harris, and Holly Ween. Still got that military knowledge, maybe even a little bit of that military thinking, and a soldier would probably come to the same conclusion. This thing is too dangerous to re-ensoul and put trust in it again, because what if Buffy fucks him again, or what if he just has a really good day one day and he goes fucking rabbit again, and and he goes and kills more of my friends. So a soldier would say, he's too much of a risk, he's too much of a liability, let's put him down. What do you guys think of that? You think there is to that?
Yeah, I do like
do it in order.
I am watching the scene now, and it is looking like he is being a little bit narrow-minded as well. Because even Jazz is like, "Listen, this is what Jenny wanted, all right." And Xander's being a bit unreasonable as well, saying, "Yeah, well, Jenny's dead," and he's also being a dick to Cordelia as well. She's actually supporting him, and he's like, "Just for what could you support me?" What the hell?
Yeah. Well, he midway cuts himself off and says, "Oh, look who decided to join us. Oh, hey,
Sorry, guys. I have my cousins here, and I want to kill him. Sorry.
all right. Well, don't you kill them then, lass. You just all
I
right.
won't slay him.
All right. Are you caught up? Are you knowing where we're at
No,
with
I
this?
mean it's okay now. His friends here, they're talking, and they're quite happy. So I'm
All
I'm in my bedroom. So okay.
all right. Real quick, what is your
Yeah.
opinion on Xander not wanting to use the spell to re-ensoul Angel and basically saying Angel needs to die? Does he have a leg to stand on, or is he
Yeah.
up?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's hear
Yep.
it. Let's hear it.
I think because of what happened with Jenny Calendar, I think if that was me and I was around that time and that had happened and I had been one of these people affected by everything that had happened by Angel and knowing what he was like before, I would think, this guy does need to die because he's dangerous, and if he gets reinstalled, this could happen again. There's too many variables, I think, and I think Xander was right, yeah. And I love Angel, I really do, but I think, given everything that he was right, it does feel like to stand on, I think.
All right.
Yeah,
Ironically, in
kill
season
one life to save 1,000 more or 1,000,000 more.
right, the trolley problem. Ironically, in season 7, Selfless, we will have this exact same argument in reverse because it will be Buffy going after Anya and Xander trying to champion Anya's cause.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I'm not saying, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying if I was Xander at that time, I would have been saying, no, we need to get rid of this guy, he's dangerous.
yeah,
But
okay,
yeah, and I mean, I'm a Faith, I love Faith. I actually play Faith in a sub, role play. And obviously Angel, she saves Angel as well. But even then, I still think, I know it's not real life, it can't be real life. I still think that what Faith did was admirable. She was like, I'm not killing him because of what he did for me and all that. But I would still, if I wasn't like Faith, or I'd be like, no, we need to get rid of this guy. He's too dangerous. It's just lucky that they do actually manage to save him.
all right, fair enough, fair enough. I actually understood most of that. Okay, so the horrified look that Willow and Buffy give Xander is, I mean, they pretty much tells what their opinion of this is.
Yeah,
And I like that Willow just kind of disengages from her best friend Xander and former crush and goes to Buffy like, what do you want to do?
yeah, I know.
Uh,
Aye.
yeah, Willow's a real one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back at the curator museum thing, and again, I guess not knowing that they live in Sunnydale, Drusilla comes in and feeds on Fat Boy Curator, and
Yeah,
now they have the Akafla rock or
yeah,
whatever you call it. So Buffy goes home to think about her choices now. Looks at the Clotter ring, remembering what she had with Angel. Gets back out, gets geared up, heads out, and then we run into a face we've not seen in a little while.
get
Kendra,
that.
the vampire slayer.
Hey.
Watch me squash this shit.
Yeah,
I was about to tell you that. I was about to ask if you had that clip to play, but yeah,
of course I have that.
I've never seen that clip. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's from Save the Last Dance, which is the girl that plays Kendra was in that movie.
Yeah, I know, but I've sort of watched it 1,000 times. So I don't remember that. I really don't remember that scene.
Well, watch it again.
I'm going to have to. Sorry.
So we're back at the castle. They brought home
Mm-hmm.
the Akatla rock, and Spike,
Mm-hmm.
being cheeky Spike, said,
Yeah.
none of my friends have a rock this big. Great. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's Spike. That's Spike for you. But anyway,
That's just right. Yeah.
That is our Spiky. You can do no wrong in my eyes, Spike. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think what about it is he always calls it as he's much more clever than what he lets people let on. He's always even as a vampire, he always says he's been in love and he's got a heart. Unlike Angel, who was vicious. I love it. I really love Angel. I do. I love the show. I love Angel. But when he was a vampire, he was like just absolutely. He wasn't a good kind of person and when he was alive. Well, not he was bad. He was just a drunk, But he did a lot of bad things, But he's trying to, make up for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and he did save Faith, and he saved millions of
For
people,
those in the
But I think,
audience, Susan is clearly trying to make up all the lost time she had by showing up ridiculously late. But yeah, let's give everybody a chance to
sorry,
talk, Susan.
sorry. I'll shush. Sorry. I
Wait
talk.
until I call
I've got
upon you.
ADHD, and I've got no filter, So I kind
I
of just
hear
do
you.
it.
I hear you. I get it. I also have no filter. So we're back at the library, and Kendra is briefing them with exposition on not only what is coming, Akathla giving Giles the information that he needs as he's still processing the potential of reviving the good person in the body of the person that killed his one true love or whatever, or
Yeah.
most recent one anyway. And she says, hey, I got this cool sword for you. Bringing up an interesting question that I have for the panel. Why does Buffy not carry a sword 24/7? Like what? Like a sword is so much more efficient. Northern, what's the deal? Why no sword on a regular basis?
Because Blade will probably sue her for stealing his style.
Ah, okay.
I
Critter,
think oh, go on.
Critter, what's your thought?
I was going to go more for a reality version, like it's modern day. Well, grant 1990s.
Yeah.
You really can't walk around with a sword off your belt, like I said, a large hunting knife or a
Mhm.
wooden stake. And again, this sequence coming up again just helps illustrate why aren't these people having a stake or two in their belt, but under their jacket or in their
Yeah.
boot on a
Yep.
constant basis. So yeah, I think walking around with a large broadsword would be awkward and weird.
Yeah.
Open carry, I guess. But I think, yeah, at least a hunting knife or a stake.
Open carry. That's
It's
funny.
a bad thing they're not in England, otherwise they'd be okay to walk around with fucking machetes and that lot.
Yeah. Toonie Boy, what's your thoughts? Why Buffy no sword as a primary weapon?
As a primary weapon I get it on hunting, on like the normal patrol. I mean, I was gonna say yes, she should carry a sword all the time, but then Critter convinced me on that one. She's gonna get stopped by especially in this episode, considering what happens later. Yeah, she's definitely gonna get stopped by the police or something like that. But in terms of like going to battle, like when she goes to like the warehouse or the mansion, for example, like, when she goes to like a vampire hideout, she should definitely be bringing more weapons than just a little shitty stake. Yeah. That's basically the summary of my opinion there.
So this brings they realize that they're going to need an orb of Thesla in order to perform the spell.
Yep.
And as the other one was destroyed in episode Passion, Giles bringing up an old joke. I've been using mine as a paperweight. If you remember, the magic store owner told Jenny, "Yeah, I have an orb of Tesla. I usually sell them to yuppies, new age people that use them as new age paperweights and stuff like that." So
that's right.
Nice little callback there, Joss Whedon.
Yes, some foreshadowing.
Angel's trying to perform the spell. He's told that the blood on his hands, so I guess he would obviously assume that he should get blood on his hands. So he kills a rando, tries to grab a sword, and it doesn't work. Then we get a flashback to 1996.
I love this character.
Our most
my god, this
Max Perlich playing Whistler, who was originally supposed to be the number 2 guy on the TV show Angel as his cohort before we got Doyle, and his schedule could not work, the actor who played him, so they went ahead and just swapped it up automatically. I personally, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I much prefer Doyle, so I don't think this guy would have fit on the show. I don't think he's a very good actor. I know he's in a lot of stuff in the 80s and stuff, and I don't really dig him. I don't think he's good. I don't think he adds any value to any of the stuff that he's on. No offense to the guy. I'm sure I'm sure Lance has done a fucking play with him or something at some point, and I'm sure he's a super nice guy, but I don't find any real value. I think he's really phoning in this performance here, giving a lot of exposition and not doing it very well. But we
Yeah.
find out that in the late 90s, right before meeting Buffy, Angel's basically living as a bum eating rats because he can't, bring himself to even be around people and do stuff until he gets, a little bit of, inspiration with Buffy, which we'll take a look at real quick.
Good. No.
I got to tell you, I find this thing with the car extremely impractical. Like, I don't see how this would really work
Yeah,
in a
how do
practical
they?
No.
sense.
And then you roll down the window. This will be
I
fun.
know it's a near dark reference. I get it, but I don't think this. And also, this gives some creepy fucking vibes right here.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
this does not look good here. I do
Yep.
love. I love Buffy was mini Cordelia in
Yep.
her sophomore year, just walking around with her little group of buffettes
Yeah.
as opposed to Cordettes, and just
Yep.
really acting like the queen bee of the school.
Yeah.
Um,
Tommy.
yeah, and
And
then
it was kind of like a hack back to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie
yeah,
from the
yeah,
90s.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's a
yeah.
it's like loose continuity in a way.
pretty good continuity.
Yep.
This character comes up. He is titled as Merrick, but I think we all know that he's actually a different character from a different franchise. He is actually he worked at Initech before Buffy met him. And in case you don't know who he was,
I got people skills.
I deal with the goddamn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
So yeah, he got fired from that job and I guess became a watcher. So
I like that both character actors in this flick pop up. This guy and the historian archaeology guy.
yeah. But yeah, so this is supposed to be Merrick. He is not. There's actually a Buffy prequel graphic novel, which is really good, which gives you more of the story. We get Buffy. She slays her first vampire.
Mhm.
There's problems with the mom and the dad, and the mom
Yep.
and the dad are both terrible people, and blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. That's why Buffy has the daddy issues
Yep.
that she has now. So Angel tries and fails to do the spell, and we get sad Drew. I love her little meltdown.
Yeah.
When
Brilliant.
she just freaks the fuck out because the
Yeah.
shit doesn't work.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not.
Pretty cool scene next at school where Buffy is hanging out in class and things are normal, and Angel sends an emulation agram, sends one of his vampires to basically offer stuff in order
Who
to
would do
challenge.
that?
I do like I like the fact that everybody runs and ducks and cover, and Buffy just
Yeah.
sits there in the front just looking at her like, okay.
I know. It's sad.
So yeah, pretty cool. We got the Avengers Assemble moment, and Buffy basically saying, "Hey, Angel's calling me out. I got to go fight him, and you guys
Oh
work on
yeah.
the research, proving once again that Buffy does not learn how to deal with distractionary fucking tactics. This is exactly what they did in the first episode of this very fucking season. What is that? Is Buffy just stupid, or is this for the plot to happen? Northern, go.
Well, she is blonde, so yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
Blonde vampire slayer, so
Critter.
I think it's just for the, again, going back to it's for the script, for the sake of the script.
Okay. Toonie Boy.
Yeah. So Yeah, the distractionary tactic thing, it's definitely just because of the plot. Like they need Buffy out of the way. All I'll say is, could they not have done anything better to get her out of the way than just, hey, come fight me at this location, and then
Yep.
she just goes away. I think you might have mentioned this before, Toxic, that some of the writing issues are because the show is serialized. They've got to get the episodes out by a certain time, like weekly or something. Not that they make them weekly, but you know what I mean. Sometimes they do just kind of cobble together a quick excuse to do something, and it's not really thought through. Yeah, so it's like if I'm. Did he kind of like play on the emotional bit? You know, like, yeah, Angel is the one calling her out, and she's trying to convince herself that she's emotionally ready to kill him, and so that's why I think she just sort of leaps at the opportunity to fight him, is because she's got that. Yeah, she's basically getting emotional, in an attempt to prove that she's not emotional, if you know what I mean.
Yes, exactly.
That's
yeah.
just lazy writing.
Angel
Yeah,
does call her
Yeah,
out on
I
her.
thought. No, sorry, you.
So Angel does actually call her out on their stupidity. It's like, you fall for
Yeah,
it every single
I think
time.
that the writers basically make it in Buffy's almost as like a god complex, you know, sometimes, you know, when it comes to just jumping in and being like, you know, this is how it is and everything's wrong and she doesn't think, you know, the way they've written it, yeah. It's not her fault, you know.
I blame the writers. I definitely
Yeah.
blame.
Yeah. Well, they wrote it, so
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
But
Wasn't
yeah,
this,
it is definitely an ongoing thing that Buffy.
It's like when it's like, I mean, see, like this is, I always say, like when she tried to kill Faith, you know, it was okay for her to do that, you know, and show no remorse and not have to go to prison for the whole time that was all happening because Faith accidentally killed somebody, you know. But Buffy had absolutely no remorse, you know, with her putting her in a coma. You know, I thought that was quite bad writing too.
I'm surprised there were these occasional little hiccups in the plot. Weren't both these episodes done by Wheaton, writing and directing?
Is that what happened? Is it the writers, the same writer that done it all, huh?
I thought he did both of these. Did he not?
Right.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
not
if he
sure.
did, I'm surprised that you had these little weird one-offs that are kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's quite surprising, you know, because it's not like Buffy, you know. She's not in her nature to be like that, you know. I don't think. You know, I think she, you know, I think she would at least feel bad or go and visit her, you know, something like. If she did do something like that, I don't think she would want. I don't think she would go and kill somebody anyway. I don't think she would do that in her nature. I don't.
I mean, their contingency is not horrible. I mean, she's like, okay, you guys work on the spell, see if you can make it happen. I'll try to kind of, you know, just fend Angel off, kind of, sort of, while you guys do this. Kendra, we have you as a backup ace in the hole, so you protect the gang just in case. So maybe you can make an argument that she sort of maybe saw it coming a little bit, but thought, well, I've got Kendra watching them, so they should be okay. Not really, you know, I mean, let's be honest, you know, Kendra is the B team. Well, they do get attacked and it suffers some pretty good casualties to the Scooby Gang. We've not really seen the Scooby Gang take this big of a hit. Really, in the entirety of the show, Xander gets thrown around, then gets his fucking arm turned into a pretzel, and it's not even the last time we're going to see that happen in the show. Whole bookcase gets dropped on poor Willow. 40 makes a fucking run for it. You know, Xander put up pretty decent fight. Put up a pretty decent fight. He gets, of course, knocked unconscious because he has a contract where he has to get knocked unconscious like once every episode. Kendra not doing too bad. Takes out a couple of the vamps that attack. Throws one through a fucking window, which is pretty good. Buffy finally realizes when she's getting ready to go for the kill shot from Angel, you know, this was a distractionary tactic and I need to turn around and head back. I find this scene to be really kind of haunting. Drusilla pops in after Kendra's been softened up a little bit. She's by 3, but she's kind of holding her own. And she comes in like a fucking serpent. uses her Jedi mind trick on Kendra because she's weak-minded, apparently.
Yeah.
Gets her to stay still while she fucking slashes her. Really kind of creepy scene where she kind of like sways back and forth like a cobra.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like Satty Kids.
yeah. That's it for Bianca Lawson as Kendra the Vampire Slayer. On Blockrot. That's all we get from her.
Yep.
And this scene with Buffy running, it's something from a bad dream where you're running and you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
She probably should have gone faster to get there, but whatever.
Yeah, she should have.
Slow-mo.
I mean,
I shouldn't have milked that slow motion run.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait a minute.
Bottom line,
I'm coming.
To be fair, back in '98 they didn't have an ebony alert, so really she didn't actually know Kendra was in that much trouble at the time. She probably thought it was still
but
okay.
because I think really I think it's a bit far fetched the whole Drew being able to do that, because why she's never. They were scared of Slayer, and all of a sudden she's just like, okay, I can take this one, I don't know, I think that was not too good.
No,
it's also a shame that it's network TV, because this would have been even more painful in terms of losing a character. There was like blood all over the floor from her neck being slit. But I mean, it's TV. Children are watching, but it still would have been like so much cooler seeing like a pool of blood. Like, oh crap! Like, unlike, oh, I got knocked out. No, she's slit and she's bled out all over the floor.
Yeah. One thing that I really like in shows, and movies, one thing that I really appreciate when they let villains do is they've got a safe haven for the good guys where you're basically safe, and then there's always that moment where the villains just break in, tear things apart, kick the shit out of the heroes, walk off with whatever they want. The heroes should not have a place where unless it's like Power Rangers or something, the heroes should not have a place where they are safe from the villains. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the villain just goes in there, like causes havoc, and then leaves because the villain is the dominant force. That's why they're the villain,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So that's becoming part one.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
That's becoming part one, episode 21, penultimate episode, as it is referred to in the zeitgeist. And let's get your ratings. Northern English Bastard. What are you giving this one?
Yeah, stick-tastic, because it does build up the devastating but epic final of the series. And this was back when penultimate episodes were actually fucking good, and they actually did build up the final.
Yeah, we were just talking. Me and Toonie were just talking about that the other night on Nadia's stream about because we're on the penultimate episode of Stranger Things season 3. So yeah, it's definitely, you want your penultimate episode, the episode before the finale, to really line everything up where it's supposed to be, so that the finale can knock it down. The finale can only be great if the penultimate episode is great, and I think this accomplishes it. But I'll hold my water until it's my turn. So, Critter.
Yeah, Steak-tastic. I mean, again, just I can't think of the episode that we saw earlier from season 2 that had a lot of characters, a lot going on, increased the stakes. You had some serious losses. Yeah, some nitpick, like how come they don't have weapons, and some weird lines or character choices. But this was a lot of fun, and obviously, I also, with part 2 coming up, it was really good.
Okay, you might it might be my internet hearing you, but you seem to be maybe coming in a little wonky.
Yeah, it was cutting out a bit here as well.
So maybe one of your kids is up on their iPad, so go ahead and give them NyQuil and put them back to sleep. We're finished with the stream. Toonie Boy, what are you giving this one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stray away on this one. It was definitely a steak-tastic. It had a couple of flaws, whether Whedon wrote it or not. I guess we all have our errors, but yeah, it did have a couple of flaws, but it not enough to bring it down from steak-tastic. It's gonna stay at that top rating as far as penultimate episodes go. It might not be quite a season 5, but it's very good. It sets. Yeah, I can't wait until we get to season 5. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's but yeah, it was a good penultimate episode. It sets up the finale well enough.
Okay, Susan, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so the Steak-tastic is a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, Steak-tastic is the best. Skip is like if it's like you could skip it and be no
Yeah,
worse off for it, or Mez is just like that's okay, but
yeah,
it didn't really blow my skirt up.
no, yeah, Steak-tastic, definitely. It's an Angel. I think if you get to see his acting, in these kind of episodes, it's brilliant. When he's Angelus, and he's not Angel, and you see how good he is, like the way he twists, he changes, he's really good at being Angelus, and you see that his acting skills do come in. And I think the whole team, the whole Kendra, it's an episode you're not going to forget. You watch it again, you go, oh God, this is what happened. You don't forget it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay, so we are going to move into the next one. Let me pull the slide up. Yeah, forgive me for the slowness of the buttons, guys. Usually I'm not that great anyway, but this new layout that fucking StreamYard is doing is really like getting in my vagina. So just But anyway,
Oh,
the next episode starts off exactly where it left it, with
yep.
Buffy over a dead body and being held at gunpoint by the Sunnydale's finest. Um, she sees that Xander is down for the count, maybe dead.
Mhm.
She doesn't know. She freaks out. The
Yep.
cops push her away, and kind of, I would assume that Buffy kind of allows herself to be pushed away because they are indeed cops. We get out there, and of course, Snyder's things up by saying whatever's going on, it must be her fault. Boy, this must be the fastest police response that I've ever seen for Sunnydale, because usually like shit just goes off the rails
Yeah,
all the
nothing
time.
happens.
And yeah, no biggie, but yeah. As a reminder, Kendra's death leads to the calling of Faith Lahane, who will play a
Aye.
major role in the next season and recurs in 4 and 7. Faith appears on Angel
Yeah.
as well. So I know that's a lot of our favorite bad girl Boston Slayer. Looking forward to hear. Buffy's heard enough of this bullshit and decides to mollywop one of the cops. And then the female cop decides to push her qualified immunity about as far as it'll go and opens
Mhm.
fire on Buffy in the fucking school
I
right next
know.
to Snyder's head. Totally misses her, thank God, but was definitely going for a headshot.
Yep.
What's you guys' thoughts on this? Is this some evil, like the mayor sent these particular cop crew in there, like in season 7, where they tried to go after Faith, like, and this is like some, strike team, Vic Mackey group of unhinged cops that are trying to stop the fucking Slayers? Or what's your thoughts, Northern?
I think it might be because it is established that he's already the mayor by the time that season when season 3 comes around, and Buffy's mum is complaining to Snyder about him expelling her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure it's not every day that they see like a little 17-year-old girl mollywop and flip a fucking grown
I
ass
know.
cop, but at the same time,
Yeah.
her response to pull her pistol out and try to put one
Yeah.
in these domes seems extremely excessive.
Mm-hmm.
So, Critter, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just to echo that, I do not know about police procedure, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't fire past a fallen fellow officer and the civilian principal down a hallway. She was shooting past them.
Yeah, she was.
And so when you say, "Oh, was she there to take her out?" Yeah, maybe there's that agenda, and I didn't think of it until just now, because in the moment I'm like, "Oh, geez, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be doing that,"
Yeah. Toonie Boy.
Yeah, I don't think they. Well, they never really I don't think that they're actually supposed to be there to take out the Slayer. I think that's just one of those moments that you read into because of later information. But there's no later information that actually confirms this or implies it specifically. It just implies it's a possibility. But the thing is, with her shooting at Buffy, I don't mind. I mind her shooting like past people because that just endangers them. I think what she should have done is just pulled her pistol, but then not fired because Snyder was in the way. He wouldn't have been happy about that because, if he was the reason that Buffy didn't get shot, I feel like he'd be kind of upset. He wouldn't sleep at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, if she pulled her gun and then didn't get the chance to shoot. Also, her trying to headshot Buffy is the thing that I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not a police officer, so I've not been trained exactly. But you're supposed to aim for center of mass, right? Because
Correct.
you're not trying to kill the person. You're trying to at least incapacitate them. If they die, they die. But you're not there to kill them specifically. You're just trying to hit the target.
On that point, Tony, also she's just a suspect. There's no right in that
Yeah.
moment. Yes, she's a suspect, and there's no need to go to fatal. What do you call it? To do a kill shot. For someone that may or may not have killed somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Susan, what's your thoughts?
that I think by law, when the person's running away from you, if they're not a direct threat to your life, the police aren't supposed to shoot at you. So if somebody's running away, they're not supposed to shoot at you.
Well, I don't know what it is in Scotland. In America, yes, you're not supposed to unless they're black. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to shoot. Unless you're like pulled a gun out you and threatening you, they're not supposed to shoot at you and she's running away, So maybe it's just somebody sent them. Right?
Yeah, I feel like if it was Kendra running away, they would have been completely authorized to put a couple bullets in her. But since it's a young white girl, she was way. So Buffy's on the run and shows up at the hospital to check on her friends and see what she can figure out about what happened. And it's established very, very well in the next season opener of the next season that she sucks at undercover, and she does.
But look at that disguise. She blended right in with that disguise. No one would know that's a year old blonde girl.
Xander pulls up on her, gives her a hug. She's happy to see him. He's got a nice little souvenir. I like that. I like that his injury has consequence. I hate in shows where like somebody gets fucked up really bad and then there's like no consequence to injury. So they do show that. Also, Willow's pretty fucked up. She's like in a semi coma kind of. Buffy's doing the regret thing. I shouldn't have had her try to do the spell and but do the spell she did. Cordelia comes in, being profusely sorry that she didn't actually try to help in any way. Buffy assures her there's nothing you could do. You did the right thing by hauling ass. And they discover, well, Giles isn't hurt. He's not in the hospital. He didn't run with you guys. So where is he? Well, he was taken by the vampires because he has the answer to unearthing Akafla. And we get Angel in some of the more disturbing stuff we've not yet seen at this point of Angelus. He's no longer that block of wood that David Boreanaz has played him in the first season and most of the second season. This is some Hannibal Lecter shit. He talks about possibly torturing the information out of Giles, and he sounds
torture him.
Yeah, and he actually sounds horny at the idea of fucking torturing them. Buffy goes back to Giles' house. I don't know, maybe to check to see if he had showed up there or to grab weapons, maybe a bit of both. Runs into Whistler. Whistler whistles it up and gives more exposition. I am so glad he did not get tapped for Angel the show. Glenn Quinn, God bless you. R.I.P. Glenn Quinn. He was great as Doyle. So Buffy, I don't know where she was going next. I'm not sure if she was going home or what, but she's walking about and runs afoul of the cops. Boy, the cops are really fucking after. You have to wonder with all this shit that's going on.
Yeah.
The cops sure are interested in coming after Buffy. Like they are like hardcore on her ass for this. And this cop draws down on Buffy, hey, stop where you are. And what happens next is something that will basically change the course of the show with one particular character for the rest of Buffy. And I am here for it all day. Yeah. So let's see if we got a clip here. Oh, here we go. Yep. So she's going to get saved by Spike of all people.
Yeah. Wow.
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
All right, so that's
brilliant.
not actually the clip, but I couldn't resist because
Yeah.
but
We
yeah,
just
so
start with just Spike. We just start.
That's
oh,
just
we love us
never gets
some
old.
good Spike.
Yeah.
But Spike does show up and he mollywops the cop, and a couple blows get traded between the two of them.
Mhm.
And Spike just says, no, white flag, white flag.
Mhm.
And starts to exposition a little bit by saying, hey, I
Yeah.
want to save the
Look at
world.
Watcher. Mhm.
I didn't even bother with the clip. Xander's cringy "I love you, Willow" bullshit while she's laying there is just more Xander cringe, and we're just gonna
Yeah.
skip. But Oz does come in, and I love the fact that while Xander's pouring his heart out to Willow,
Yeah.
she says, "Oz,
Yeah.
awesome, good for you, honey." I like to think that she was coming around at that point, heard some of what he had said, and just decided to twist the knife a little bit for him ignoring her for fucking 17 years. That's what I like to think. Back at Casa de Angel, we're not really sure what torture he's doing. We see a little bit of blood and puffing
Yeah.
on, so we have to wonder if it's just cut for potential violence or if he's doing some really deranged shit to
Yeah.
Giles. In any way, he's definitely hurting him, but Giles is holding out like a stud, and the truth is set. Buffy and Spike head back to the house.
Yeah.
Joyce comes up to Joycey it up. They should have just named her fucking Karen, for real, for real. And Spike says what a lot of us are thinking is like, what, mom doesn't know? And then mom finds out pretty quick because one of the vamps shows up who's either following Spike or following Buffy or both. And
Yeah.
Spike mollywops his ass for a second, softens him up so that Buffy can dust
Mhm.
right in front of mom. Mom asks what's going on. And we get the whole "Mom, I'm a slayer,"
Yeah.
which really would mean nothing to her mom.
Exactly. Have you not? Yeah. If you not figured it out, like what?
So this scene is just fucking solid, just solid gold
Yeah.
with Joyce and Spike. What first time you guys watched this, Northern? What was your thoughts? Like this should not work. This should be campy and stupid, but it's not. It's fucking great, and this is an example of very serious business going on, and Joss Whedon injecting just a little bit of humor, just enough to where it's not over the top MCU campy, but it's delightful. What's your thoughts, Northern?
Yeah, it was it was pretty good as well. They do have some surprisingly good chemistry these two, and it does
Yeah.
kind of add some emotional stakes later in season 5. And I gotta admit, it's kind of cool. It was kind of good as well to have the secret sort of just come out this time, and they wouldn't have to do any pissing about hiding who she is in the next few seasons. It would make things a bit
Yeah.
easier for the relationship as well.
Nice. Critter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna echo what was already just said. Yeah, it played out really well, and another like I guess like you just said, a milestone. Like now that's one less thing to have to pussyfoot around. That and like she should have found out eventually anyway.
Yeah. Now facts. Toonie Boy.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is they say in this scene, but I remember it getting a smile out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Spike reminds her where they met before because he
Yeah.
looks so familiar to her, and he says, "Oh, you hit me in the back of the head with an axe. Get the hell away from my daughter."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I remember that. And they both have a little like sarcastic smile.
Yeah.
Susan, what's your thoughts on this scene?
For when the first time I saw it,
Yeah.
the first time I saw that, I was really thinking, Spike's not going to help her. I think he's going to set her up. I didn't think,
Really?
yeah, I thought,
Oh.
he's. I didn't think he was going to set her up, but I don't think he was genuine. I didn't think he was going to help her the way he did.
Oh, it's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, he pretty much.
He did what he said he was going to do. Yeah, I was like, oh well, good on him, and that's what made me kind of like him, to start with.
So Spike doesn't want the world to end, basically, is his thing. He
Mhm.
he likes the world the way it is. He not really sure what that means about what he was doing with the judge earlier in the
Yeah.
season, but whatever. Spike
Yeah.
likes the world the way it is, and he's very happy for things to go on that way. And he
Mhm.
doesn't want Angel to kill it, but more so, he doesn't like what Angel's got going on with Drew and Drew
That's it.
coming after him, and that's a problem. So his deal is me and Drew in exchange for you getting to kill Angel and getting your Watcher back. And
Yeah.
that's how he poses it. Buffy doesn't like that because, of course, we know Kendra has been killed, so she wants a little get back for Kendra getting killed. And this is Spike's response.
Drew back to Slayer? She didn't tell me. Hey, good for her. Though not from your perspective, I suppose.
So yeah, no, good stuff there, man. That's one of my favorite lines is like, hey, is she back to Slayer? All right, yeah,
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah, wait. You can't destroy the Earth. That's where I keep all my stuff.
Yeah, because he just wants to have fun, doesn't he? He wants to have fun
Yeah.
being a vampire, but he's also romantic as well. He's like
Yeah.
that. He's still that poet, isn't he? In a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Joyce is the thing up again. I guess it's supposed to be a whole thing of what it's like to actually come out to your parents. I didn't really read it that way, but I mean that's how they look at it these days. I mean, I don't fucking know, but
I think
Joyce gives her the whole, if you leave, you better never come back. And maybe it was a hollow threat at the time that she said it, but I mean, I would have taken it seriously, and we damn sure see that Buffy does. And not a good time right now, Joyce. Not a good time.
No.
Also a little bit, whether they had this in mind or used it later is unknown to me. I guess it would be really forward thinking if they had this idea, but those of us reading a few seasons ahead, there's a very critical line where Joyce says, or at least alludes to, you need help, Buffy, you're sick. And
Yeah.
Buffy says, I'm not crazy, Mom. Now, those of us who've seen up to season 6 know that at some point after the whole vampire thing first started to happen, maybe Buffy did try to open up to Mom, and Mom and Dad put her in a fucking insane asylum. Now, whether or not they had this idea this far back is unknown to me, but it's certainly something that's pretty interesting as far as that goes. So, and it's just a real betrayal. Like, I mean, Joyce is not very likable for the first few seasons. Season 4, she kind of gets better. But the first few seasons, Joyce ain't great. Joyce is not a great character.
So
Willow decides that the best way that she can help is to try to do the spell again. And reading a few seasons ahead, you have to wonder, were Willow's intentions altruistic, or did she just want to get into the magic? Oh, somebody's got some background noise. Mute your mic. If you got background noise, mute your mic.
Sorry,
Mute your
that
mic.
was me. Sorry, I just seen the message there saying I need to sit still, so I was like, shit, I can't move. Sorry. Sorry, guys, I didn't know.
Well, if you
All
use
right.
get an avatar and use the avatar, the way
I've
you can
lost
move
my
and
vape.
fiddle
I'm
around a
like,
bit and no one will notice.
sorry. I'm trying to find my vape,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if I an avatar,
Yeah.
Is that how you do
I
it?
have the same problem. I can't sit still either. So,
if you have a picture,
I've got
if you have a
ADHD,
picture,
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's what allows me to pee in bottles and stuff while I'm, So, what's your thoughts to that, Northern? Do you think do you think that she was already kind of getting the Jones for magic, and maybe that's why she wanted to do it, or did she just really wanted to help Buffy out?
I think it is coming from a good place, but yeah, she is getting a little bit of the witchcraft bug, for lack of a better term.
Critter thoughts.
I think a little bit of both. Wants to help, and it's starting her character down that arc, that path of becoming a witch.
Toonie Boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, she definitely wants to help. She's still sweet old innocent Willow at this point. She wants to help Buffy. She wants to save Angel's soul. She does want the best outcome where everyone goes home happy. In terms of her getting the magic bug, I don't think she's quite gotten the magic bug just yet, but she knows that magic is the way to solve the solution, and she's quite confident she can do it. She wants to help out. She wants to play a more pivotal role in the Scooby Gang. In terms of she knows how much she can help out with magic, and so obviously she's unapologetically and confidently leaping right in there.
All right. Susan, what's your thoughts? Is she just completely being helpful Scooby Gang, or does she kind of knowing what we know in the full run, is she trying to get into magic a little earlier than she actually should?
Yeah, I think that at this point, the Giles been, it's like, why? I don't understand why this, I think she's just wanting to get into the magic, yeah. And because Giles' life is in danger, and it's like, I would just be thinking, never mind any spell, go and save him, we need to kill this guy.
All right. So we're back to more Guantanamo Bay torture for Giles from Angel trying to get the Cathla information, and fucking Giles is being a straight up G, and just I don't know what pillock means, but I mean he calls him one, and it apparently makes Angel mad, so it must be some sort of British insult that
Yeah, it is. It
what
means moron.
It means
twat.
fucking idiot. That's what it is.
All right. That's why I have you guys to help me out with that. Back at the school, Buffy. Oh, we lost Susan. Back at the school, Buffy grabs the sword. I forget what they call this sword. But anyway, she grabs the little mini broadsword, and Snyder says whether or not the cops figure out what's going on is irrelevant. She's expelled, and Buffy gives him a great 1,000-yard stare. You never ever got a single date in high school, did you? And he comes back with, "What's your point?"
Yeah. Not the thing that he should have said in that situation.
Here's another cool little Easter egg alluding to the next season. So he directly calls the mayor and says, "I've got good news." So even back then, the mayor was being alluded to, and Snyder was in on it, and the mayor had the Slayers on his radar. So that's very interesting. Pretty cool. So Spike had promised part of the deal to keep Giles alive, but he didn't promise to keep the information that Giles was hiding away from Angel. He didn't promise that. So he's sort of kept his promise, but sort of not. So in that way, he has Drew use her Jedi mind tricks to get past the wall that Giles has put up. And very cleverly, she does indeed finds what his heart most desires, and what he most desires. I like the little nuance, the very small, the Robia Lamort that plays Jenny Calendar, her eyes are not that color, but the girl that plays Drusilla's are that color. And so her eye, even though her face is right, the eyes are wrong for eagle-eyed viewers. So
that's a nice little detail. That is.
Yeah, a nice little detail there. And she gets the information out and continues to make out with Giles even after she's gotten the information. Because of course she does, because Drusilla is fucking whimsical. And sorry, I was in the moment. The dawn breaks on a new day, and it's the day in which it might be the last day for planet Earth if Akatla has his way and Angel can release him. Xander shows up to give Buffy vital information and possibly help out in any way that he can. He shows up with a fucking rock. There was no weapons for you to find, Xander. Nothing for you to go find. No weapons. There was no weapons in Giles' house. There was no weapons in Buffy's house. There was nothing you could get to help out but a fucking rock. Are you serious right now? And luckily, Buffy still has a stake in her back pocket, gives it to Xander. Wonderful. That's lovely. And then we get to Willow said, "Kick his ass," and I'm totally not lying. I mean, he kind of says, he doesn't exactly say that, but I mean, he pretty much says that. So those of us in the know that, and this is still a topic that is hotly contested, in the Buffy fandom, because that's not what Willow said. And Xander takes it upon himself to fucking lie to his best friend in a moment of need.
Liar! Liar!
Humperdinck.
Yeah, thoughts on this, Northern? What is your thoughts? Was Xander in the right here?
I have actually had a couple of different opinions on this as well. I think he was trying to. Some are saying that he was just trying to keep Buffy focused, so she wouldn't maybe lose her composure with the hope that Angel could be cured. But at the same time, he is kind of proven to be a little bit selfish and petty. So I'm still on two minds about it. I think it could be a little bit of the pettiness, but I could be wrong.
Critter, what's your thoughts?
Dick move. I mean, I know he's like trying to, I don't know, force her or convince her to go kill Angel because he has a problem with Angel. Yeah, it's a dick move. He's,
Okay. Toonie Boy.
Yeah, right. So now, I've got some things to say. The principle is right, but not coming from Xander, because Xander has been characterized in the last couple of episodes as basically just having a hate boner for Angel. It's not out of interest of saving the world. It's not out of interest in protecting the people he cares about. It's about his hate boner for Angel. That's basically it. But if we were to steel man his position, if we were to basically take his, where he's coming from and apply it to somebody who doesn't have a hate boner for Angel, somebody, is actually like neutral, then it's, I can see it being a thing that somebody does, because if he tells Buffy in that moment Willow is going to attempt to do the spell to save Angel's soul, then Buffy in the fight, she might hold off on killing Angel. She might hesitate. She might delay. She could get herself killed, or she could accidentally condemn the world to death. If they try the spell and it fails, the whole world not only just dies. By the way, the whole world is sent to hell, eternal torment. Like eternal is eternal. So I absolutely understand him lying in that situation, but it's Xander, so it's not coming from that place. It's coming from a very bad place. That's the thing that I hated about that missed opportunity in the ending of the first Mass Effect game. I won't spoil the details, but you've got three options. But all right, effectively two. All right, so you've got two options. Do the nice guy thing, which could, if the nice guy route fails, the entire galaxy dies. But you could do the ruthless thing and guarantee success. The unfortunate thing about that is just that the mechanics of that ending don't justify it, which is really annoying. But yeah, in terms of Xander and in the show, he's right, but because it's Xander, it's wrong.
Coming to the conclusion that I made in the previous thing where Xander kind of blows up, it's what a soldier would do. Would just be like, focus on the mission. Don't worry about the other shit that you can't control. So I'm gonna actually side with Xander, believe it or not. I think it's what a soldier would make that decision. Now, whether or not he made it for those reasons, I can't say. I don't know what was in his mind. I didn't write the character. I don't know. I feel it's a very human decision, though. It's very human. What he's got going on. I have
I'm
got.
gonna have to take this. Sorry, it's a call. Let me just, you carry on. I'm just gonna.
No, we'll go ahead. We'll pause. We'll pause for a second because I gotta pee anyway. Okay, and we're back. Fire alarms and pee breaks have ensued. Also, whoever was calling Toonie Boy in the afternoon. So all of that is done, and we are back. And so Buffy comes in, baller ass line, hello, lover, and chops off the head of one of his minions. Angel being snarky, you think you're playing some deep odds here, babe? And meanwhile, Spike is like right behind him with a crowbar. Nice.
Can we I might just screenshot that real quick. There you go. I might just screenshot that. Oh, I've missed it. Oh well. I was gonna say,
go ahead.
Okay, right. I was gonna say, I might screenshot this image of Spike because I don't know. It just seems like perfect meme value.
It's very Spike-ish. It's very punk rock. It's very Spike has no compunction whatsoever about hitting Angel in the back of the head with a crowbar. But after he wallops on Angel for a minute or two, Drusilla's not having it and actually fucking dive tackles him. So that's interesting. We get a pretty good fight scene, although I will tell you, I don't really notice it that much when I do watches and or rewatches, but doing the having to pause the thing so that I can screen capture
the stunt doubles. Stunt doubles.
I do see a lot of stunt double shit.
Yeah. He looks nothing like Angel. He's got the fucking biggest hairline ever.
Yeah.
There's an old episode of Star Trek where there's these overhead shots of Kirk fighting, I think it's Khan or someone else in the engine room, and it's so obviously two completely different dudes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Remember when he took on Christopher Lloyd and he did that fucking backflip? It's like, Come on, he would have broke his pelvis doing that in real life.
So Xander comes in the middle of the melee to, I guess his job is to rescue Giles and get out of there, but he gets a pretty good shot in with his cast on a vampire. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it all day. And we get a great two different things. And again, more Joss Whedon knows to ride that line of a lot of action going on, a lot of desperate situation. It's very tense and just not a hilarious line and not corny really in any way, but just enough, Xander goes to untie Giles. Giles, you're not real. They make me see things I want to see. And Xander's like, why would they make you see me? Okay, good point. Let's go. So I like that a lot. Very cute, very funny. Relieves a little bit of the tension there that's been ramped up. And then, Spike versus Drusilla. She's mad that he's stopping the plan to destroy the world and go after Angel, probably not necessarily in that order. And Spike gives her the old, I don't want to hurt you, baby. And then belts her one and then says, doesn't mean I won't. So because sometimes you've just got to give them a smack when they get out of hand. You got to just smack them back in the mind.
Sometimes they want the last word.
Sean.
You give them the last word, and it's not enough. So sometimes a quick slap will do.
Yeah, Drusilla was crazy, you see. So I was justified in this. So little problem here. Okay, Angel gets up a little too quickly for this, and then grabs the sword. We get a oh goody from Drusilla, and then Spike knocks her out with a sleeper hold. So I think pretty much everybody knows how a sleeper hold works. You cut off the blood flow from the heart to the brain via the neck by putting your arm around it, squeezing as tight as you can. I'm not saying that he couldn't accomplish that. I am saying that why does Drusilla need blood to go to her brain, or oxygen for that matter? Why does that need to happen? She's a vampire.
Lapse of logic in the script.
Is there anybody that's got an explanation for this that I have not considered? Besides that plot needs it to happen and it's whatever.
Yeah, the plot needs it to happen. That's it. That's the only excuse I can think of.
Critter, Jimmy Boy, do you have any kind of...
The continuity advisor was asleep.
Continuity advisor was asleep. Okay. What about you, Toonie? Is there any good reason that maybe I haven't thought of?
Well, I wouldn't say there's a good reason, like continuity wise, but I stuff like this makes me think, because can't vampires get knocked out with like a blow to the head, like you just whack them with something? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So like, I hate problems.
How does that translate to the sleeper hold thing?
So, no, the sleeper hold thing doesn't make sense. What I was going to say was, I don't like problems that don't need to exist. When he could have just like hit her hard enough that she got knocked out, is what I'm saying. The sleeper hold didn't need to happen. So the sleep hold doesn't work, and so not only does the sleep hold just not work, like for all the reasons that have already been explained, but it also. They didn't need to rely on it in this scene anyway. There was no reason for him to... It wasn't the only thing they could have done,
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely... I mean, most people in the fandom have an issue with it. I had an issue with it when I first saw it, but I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. It doesn't completely destroy the story, but it doesn't help. So we got Willow doing the spell, and Giles. Interesting, because if you remember from the previous episode, Giles had said... I'm not sure that I could perform this. And, Giles, I mean, we know at this point now, Giles has done lots of spells, not necessarily very good ones, some evil shit that wound up coming to bite him, but he's done this. And he was like, yeah, I don't even, and even though it involved now, I guess you could say he didn't want to do it because it would help Angel, and Angel killed his girlfriend. But I think more likely, I think he just thought, I don't think that I can do this. And Willow was pretty confident that she could. Now, maybe overconfident that she could, certainly. But, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, she did it, and Angel did not. Or excuse me, and Giles did not. So that's pretty interesting. And not only does she do it, but the magics start to run through her all of a sudden. And the gypsy curse that we had seen earlier gets redone just backwards this time, and the magics kind of take hold of Willow. I've got a quick clip here of Willow recanting the spell.
One time at band camp, I stuck a flute in my pussy.
Excuse me?
What? You don't think I know how to get myself off?
Oh, wrong clip. Anyway, so yeah, she speaks a bunch of Latin. And interesting, what she speaks in Latin is translated to "What was lost shall be found, not dead, nor not of the living. Spirits of the interregnum I call, gods bind him, cast his heart from the evil realm. I call on you, gods." Interesting. Okay. So they're busy doing that, and Buffy and Angel are, going at it hot and heavy. And he decides to take a couple seconds to monologue because, of course, he does, instead of just killing her. But interesting that when he does go to kill her, he goes straight for a fucking face shot with that sword. Buffy does one of my favorite sword moves, which I think is probably very impractical, but growing up on ninja movies and stuff, I do love me a good clasp the sword with your hand. I've seen it in Highlander. I've seen it in Blade. Always dig it. I think it's pretty cool. And Angel asks her, "You got nothing left. Everything else is gone. Friends, hope, weapons. What's that leave you?" Buffy says, "It leaves me," and redirects his sword and smacks him right dead in the shit with it and starts to take over the fight again all of a sudden, which I think earns her a little something something. There you go. That's for you, Buffy. She takes control of the fight, and as soon as she's got him on the back foot with a killing blow imminent, the orb of Thesla does its magic, running through Willow and into Angel, bringing his soul back from the ether, putting it into himself, and then we get good old Angel back, showing concern for Buffy, being confused of where he's at. Buffy's not sure what's going on, but she is sure of one thing. The Kathla demon has arisen, and he's opening up a void to hell. So she only has the one choice and tells him to close your eyes. Same thing that Darla told him before she took his life and started it anew as a vampire. Buffy kisses him, makes him close his eyes, and impales him with the fucking sword through his chest, and then sends him off to hell. He was back. He was rejuvenated. Everything was fine. And now Angel is gone again. Just as soon as she got him back, he's dead.
Buffy, that kills people.
Got to admit, no matter who you are, you got to admit that's a great fucking scene right there. But it is quite the tearjerker.
Joss Whedon really did himself.
No! Oh, Lord.
I mean, it's...
I want to watch Ace Ventura again now, but I won't have time because I'm going out today.
No. It's typical Joss Whedon. The moment he gives you a little bit of hope, he will snatch it from under you.
Really? All right. I'm done being a dickhead. Anyway, so so she kills him and leaves a note for Mom. I love how Joyce is like shocked. Joyce is upset and shocked that Buffy took her at her word and did not bother. Well, okay, so Buffy technically did go back in the house again to grab her shit, but then absconded. And fucking Joyce, man, boy, wait till we get to next season. I'm gonna really give it to Joyce fucking hard. She fucking looking like all like, what? Why did my little angel? Why did she? No pun intended there. Why did she run away? There was no signs at all of her gonna leave. Why, Buffy? Why?
And also, like, if her daughter took off and she knows that she's a vampire slayer and that her house is in Hellmouth with monsters and critters, wouldn't you just pack up your shit and leave as well? Like, why would you continue to live in a town with monsters?
I mean, it's a seller's market. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
So the next day, not everybody quite knows they know the world hasn't ended, as Oz so eloquently points out. They're all showing their various battle scars, except for Oz and Cordelia, who weren't really part of the battle. But they're all there and they're looking around for Buffy. They don't know, I guess, at this point that she has been expelled. And Buffy watching them from afar. And this is when I really knew this was my show. Buffy, whatever else she is, whatever your reasons for watching the show are completely valid. I will not invalidate your reason. My reason for watching the show, I love the romanticism of a lone warrior that stands apart from others. And in this moment, we see that she's basically lost everything that she holds dear, and she's like looking at her friends who get to have a life that she's never going to get to have. And she realizes, I've been expelled from school, been kicked out of my house. What am I going to go do? Go live with Giles? Which, I mean, yeah, that's probably what I would have done. Killed my boyfriend right after he wasn't evil anymore, because that's my job, and I did my job. And so, yeah, that's it. I'm a warrior, and I stand alone. And fuck, man, that's some deep shit. At least that's how I see it. And she hops on a bus, and she's leaving Sunnydale. And you know that it's bad when Sarah McLachlan starts. Now I cannot get a YouTube strike for playing the song, but Sarah McLachlan comes in with her second saddest song, Footprints, and just starts fucking belting away. And boy, you're in for a rough time. Yeah, I know, Sydney. I know. It's feels like letting go. All of the pain, all of the darkness, looking at Sydney's tits. Anyway, so
Buffy ends up walking past Bruce Banner on the highway.
yes, that's the only way it would have been even better. Yeah. Instead of being on the bus or just like walking
just
down,
strolling along, and here comes Bruce the other way.
Dun, dun, dun. Fun fact, I don't have the clip, but if you watch this episode at the very end, where instead of the little monster going grr arg, it goes grr, I need a hug. After the end of this episode, it's the only time that it does that, except for the musical episode where it sings the grr arg. So if you get a chance, you want to look at that again, in case you missed it. It's pretty cool. Didn't catch it until this most recent rewatch. Anyways, so without our Ants in the Pants female co-host from Scotland, who obviously still on the magical tour looking for her vape, Northern, I mean, I'm not even going to bother asking the score. We all know this is a Steak-tastic episode. Give me a summary of what's so fucking awesome about this episode and the season as a whole. Give it to me hard and fast.
Well, yeah, it's got people trying to build themselves back up as well, and you got the really great intense fight going back and forth. Adding tension. Are they going to cure him in time? But then they do cure him in time, but she still has to kill him. It's like it's an emotional roller coaster as well, and it does end on a pretty bittersweet note where, like you said, Buffy has lost everything, and I kind of saw this ending as her saying, listen, screw this life, I'm done with it, because she kind of does in the first episode of Series 3, but then she does the life-saving shit again, and she realizes, yeah, I've got to continue to be the Slayer. But it is a great final as well. It pays off everything that is set up, and it gives you it kind of rips your hat from your chest at the same time as well. It's done so well. It really is.
Yeah. Okay. Critter. Give me your thoughts.
It's Steak-tastic. I mean, it's like the Empire Strikes Back of episodes. You have some loss, certain characters going down one path for the better, and some going down the path for not so good. And I will say this: I was a little bit upset as the part one started and the giant statue with the sword in its chest, I was like, oh, they pull out the sword and the monster comes to life. And it never happened. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't like giant winged demon that they would have to fight.
You wanted to see the monster? Is that the thing?
I wanted to see big monster with wings and they would fight it.
Okay. All right. Toonie Boy.
Final thoughts is, of course, State-tastic. I think we all agree on that. I really do like the aspect of they almost got the happy ending that they were looking for. They almost got the everybody lives ending. Angel had his soul. Angel had his soul restored. But they just didn't manage to do it in time before a Cuthler was awakened. So you get that moment where you think everyone's happy for a second after Angel gets his soul restored, and then there's like a few seconds of peace and quiet, and then you see the portal start opening as a Cuthler starts to take his deep breaths. And that's when you realize there's only one way that portal closes. I do think they do it a little bit better in season 5, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm looking forward to season 5, but I did like the ending to this episode. I did like the fight, especially with because you're playing the fight right now. I do actually like that this fight actually does have a couple of longer takes with like less cuts. I do like a well choreographed. I do like a well choreographed sword fight in shows like this, and things like Blade and you've got to love them. They're just very, very action packed. But
actually being able to see it versus 1,000 quick cuts.
Yeah.
It's why that play out so you can actually watch them sword fight.
Yeah, it's like like the prequel Star Wars movies. That's like why they're remembered more than like a lot of other stuff. Is just those longer takes. You can see them. You can just see the movement in full frame. It's great. I think that was more like a technology and maybe budget limitation, as well as maybe a time constraint as well in this show, where a lot of fights are. I've seen quicker cuts, but as far as things go, they are still relatively quick cut, and you don't get to see all the action. You just kind of get to see Buffy winning. I think there is a relatively decent fight at the beginning of season 3 that I suppose we'll see soon, where it's like relatively long, not many quick cuts. It's a relatively long take. But I'm going to stop waffling now. Anyway, I think I've said my bit.
You did good, and I appreciate the input. So yeah, a lot of people have said that, including my sister when this first came out, because she used to watch this with me. This was unnecessarily cruel to Buffy. And I'll say this. Buffy did not choose to be a Slayer. She was chosen. She didn't make Angel a vampire. He didn't really know he was going to be a vampire. These events that happen up to this point, obviously they're done for dramatic purposes, but, Buffy is, she's the victim, as we all are, of, an indifferent universe.
Circumstance.
Yeah, the universe does not care about your circumstance. The universe is indifferent to you. That's why the universe is the way it is. That's why it is so scary. Not because it is cruel, but because it is indifferent. And this indifferent universe led to the events in which it was basically the whole world goes down or she takes him down. His soul has been restored to him. Bad timing. It is what it is. So she has to send him to a hell dimension, because if she doesn't, well, the whole world is going to suffer for her lack of making a proper choice, of being her authentic self, a hero, a champion, someone who puts her life and the things that she needs and the things that she wants on hold and sets them aside for the good of others. Not because she's paid to do so, not because she is compelled to do so, but she does these things because she is a hero, and heroes have to do these things. It is what they are there for. They are champions for us. It'll happen time and again on this show. It'll happen time and again on Angel's show. He will do the same thing. And I leave it up to you as the audience, whether or not you think that, Buffy suffered more or Angel suffered more. But at a certain point, I don't even know how you quantify that anymore. I will say this, when it comes to the hard choices, I think both Buffy and Angel make them when they have to, and I think that the consequences of those things comes to bear on both shows and in different ways and in different measures. But I definitely think that this show season finale of season 2 it was a real turning point for this show, because from this point moving forward, there will be no skipping. There will be no skip episodes. There will be no real candy episodes, even when there really is a legit candy episode in season 3. All of season 3 are all fucking bangers. And there's a couple thuds in season 4 and in season 5, but you know what? By that time, the momentum is going so hard. I think they are forgivable. Plus the fact that in 4 and 5, we will be coupling with one episode of Buffy and then one episode of Angel, which should be pretty interesting because it's how it was originally aired. But season 3 is it's full stop all the way, and there are no bad ones in that season, in my opinion. Maybe there are people who think there are, and that's fine. If you do, I don't have a problem with it. Put it in the comments. But at the end of the day, yeah, obviously Steaktastic. This is incredible. I remember watching this episode. It was taped for me by my first wife, waiting for me. I got up early on the next morning after a long shift, turned it on, watched it in the TV room by myself, and was just when the episode was over, I just sat there staring at the screen because I was so blown away with what I had watched. TV rarely has a chance to, come to these heights again. And again, I would remind everyone that this is a 22 episode season that we watched. 22 episodes, and they managed to just have one or two really bad clunkers and only like one or two meh episodes. The rest of them were all top tier, and they ended it just incredibly. So that's it for season 2. A lot of people say this is their favorite season. It's not mine, but if it is your favorite season, more power to you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what your favorite season of Buffy is and what your favorite episodes from those seasons are. We may do when we're done with this, we may do a top 10 thing and discuss, or maybe even a top 5, and discuss what we think is the most impactful episodes in the Buffyverse. Like I said, once we get to season 4, we'll start putting on the Angel episodes to follow. Still try to keep to this 2 episode, unless it's a special one, which we might do for a couple that one that shows up in season 4 and one that shows up in season 6. We'll probably do those solo, and you can probably guess which ones those are. The gentlemen here with me will all be added in the description of this video. Please check out their various YouTube offerings. And until next time, thank you to my panel for doing this with me. This has been great. Hopefully we'll see Susan Law again. Maybe by this time next week, she has found her vape, so she can stop searching around the house for that. And yeah, that's basically all I got for this week. And I guess we'll see you next week, where we'll be doing Anne in season 3. So until next time.
Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You are the Slayer. Into each generation, a Slayer is born.
Why don't we start with, hi, I'm Buffy.
Xander.
Cordelia. Willow, right?
Mr. Giles.
Angel.